P game and lock in. So every good story has those characters where, as much as you see the protagonist winning, it always hits different to have the dual antagonist or just one of the side characters in general have the story of they put their all into what they do and somehow they still always end up losing. I think it's so compelling to see a character go through everything, go through all of this struggle, all of this hardship, and still like not be all the way there because the writing for this is done greatly. So today we're going to talk about the legendary loser himself, Vegeta, the Prince of All Saiyans. Peep game. If you really think about it, Vegeta should not be losing as much as he loses, bro. Like, I kid you not, from Goku Black to Frieza to Moro, all three of them should have been wiped. We won't even get into how Cell did him. We won't even get into that. That was crazy work. And with Majin Buu, he never had a chance. He was never winning. But it's like you was doing so good. So how did it go from that to this, and this? Like, what is going on? They really be hoeing, bro. They really do him bad. But as much as it may be that they doing him so greasy, because they are, I think that it's better for his character writing to actually keep losing these fights. Well, not with Frieza. He gotta beat Frieza. He gotta beat Frieza eventually, bro. I'm sorry. He needs that win. But I think it's great for his writing that he always loses. Because let's think about it. Vegeta's character is written, he's a very prideful person. He's probably the most prideful person in all of anime. Him and what's the name? Gilgamesh. So you may think to yourself, reading and watching all of his clips, watching all of his fights, and doing your homework and doing all the homework that's necessary for the homework and the research, you realize, how is this man so prideful when he keeps losing? You have all this pride in your warrior race and your strength, and yet you keep losing. But I think that's the compelling part of this. That even though he keeps losing, he still has that confidence in himself. Because take it back to the Majin Vegeta, what our favorite part in Dragon Ball Z, let's keep it real, a majority of our favorite parts. When he was talking to the Supreme Kai, he was like, the Supreme Kai mentioned something about sacrifice and like the value of life or something like that. And Vegeta was like, who are you to tell me about sacrifice? Do you know what it's like to lose your entire race, then have to be subjugated and work under that person that took your whole race from you? And then the moment that you discover that there is someone from your race left, it is a lower class warrior to you. And when you go see this man and you fight him, from then on, from the moment that you met him to the current moment that you're at right now, he has beat you every step of the way. Do you know how frustrating that be? Do you know how disgustingly devastating it must be to have your destiny stepped over in such a way? Because if you read Dragon Ball Super, then you realize Vegeta was never supposed to be Goku to begin with. It just was never, it wasn't destined for him. But in his mind, it was, because he was a higher class warrior. But no matter what, after all of these losses, Vegeta still stuck as a prideful person. But there was moments in the way where it became questionable. Peep. So we get to like the Android saga. Vegeta started a family. He gave birth to Trunks. He's living with Bulma. All of that. Now, when it comes in his speech about Goku winning, he mentions, I thought that it was your family that gave you power. So I went ahead and had one on my own, and my power didn't increase at all. I think it's just that you are simply better than me, and I can't do nothing about that. But I still hold true to my values. He still held true to his values, and he still held true to his pride. He didn't lose faith in himself. He just realized that I will never surpass you, and I'm okay with that. I think that was the perfect way to wrap up his character. The way to wrap up his character was that He has so much pride in this warrior race. He has so much pride in his strength. And having him lose it all to Goku, but realize that he still has something to be proud of himself for, to be prideful in the fact that you made it this far, that you came so far from who you once were. That's something in and of itself to be prideful about. With Jiren, when Jiren was talking about you're losing so bad and yet you are still prideful, of course he's prideful. Look at where you came from. Look at your lineage. Look at who you are. Why wouldn't you be prideful in yourself? Why fight if you're not going to be confident in yourself? I think that that's what makes Vegeta so great. He represents the idea that no matter who's in front of you, it's always a battle against yourself in the end. That's the art of losing. It's always a battle against yourself in the end. You accepted that you lost to Goku. You accept that you're losing to all of these people, but at the end of the day, you're winning against yourself all of the time because you don't let these losses really get to you. You didn't stop moving. You didn't stop training. And I think that that in and of itself is a great message that everybody should be able to hold on to, you know? You feel me? So that wraps up this video. I got so much other ones cooking because this was actually going to be a longer video than this. This was going to be like a more just a catalog of characters, and I was just going to talk about it. But the more I did my research, the more I realized I know so many characters that fit this trope. Krillin fits this trope. Don't even get me started on Yamcha. Don't get me started on Hajime no Ippo's dude. Like, there's so much people. So I'm just going to give everybody their own separate video. If you want to see that, stay locked in. If you don't, then you don't. It is what it is. Yo, boys, stay safe, though. I'm out.